Omkara. Om. Sairam students, if you, I am audible now, please pick up someone who will coordinate. Poonam, you coordinate with me.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So we have completed with the different groups of the drugs. So tell me what are the different groups of drugs? Yuvesh will tell me.
Ma'am, first is opioids,
Okay.
and then second is cannabinoids,
Cannabinoids. Okay.
and ma'am, the another was is coca alkaloids.
Coca alkaloids. Okay. Aditya, now tell me the plant from which the opioids obtained.
Ma'am, poppy plant.
Poppy plant. Tell me the scientific name of it.
Ma'am, pepper somnifer.
Okay. And from which thing it is obtained of that plant?
Ma'am, from latex.
Latex. So the whole thing you have to say that it is obtained from the latex of the plant, that is Papaver somniferum, commonly called the poppy plant. Okay. And now I want Manju to tell me that cannabinoids are obtained from which plant?
Ma'am, from marijuana.
Manjul,
Yes, ma'am, from marijuana and sea indica.
again,
Ma'am, marijuana. Marijuana water.
cannabinoids
Yes, ma'am.
obtained from which
From
plant?
innocence of cannabis sativum.
The plant name is cannabis sativa. ठीक है. And now coca alkaloid is obtained from which plant? Astha, can you tell me?
From
Ma'am, it is obtained from erythroxylum coca.
Erythroxylum coca. Okay. So I know, I hope everyone is very familiar with the names of these plants. Now, I hope you all have read it also, the topic in the textbook. So, we have done the names of the common drugs. Opioids includes the morphine, and we say that it is the diacetyl morphine, which is obtained by the acetylation of the morphine, and commonly it is known as the smack. The cannabinoids, what are those cannabinoids? So everyone should remember that they are the marijuana, hashish, charas, and ganja. These four commonly used drugs are included in the cannabinoids, and they all are obtained from the plant, that is cannabis sativa. Coca alkaloids, now try to revise. It is the drug which is obtained from the erythroxylum coca, and the other plant also you remember, that is the Atropa belladonna and dhatura. So dhatura is very common, so you can note down the plant name Atropa belladonna and dhatura. So these cannabinoids, they are taken by the sports persons also. We have discussed about it in the previous period. Now, other drugs you note down in your notebook. So put today's date every day whenever means you have the class. You put the date and note down the
Ma'am,
things what we are discussing. Yes, Aditya.
ma'am, what is taken by the sports persons?
The cannabinoids.
Ma'am, which one is taken by the sports persons?
Cannabinoids. That is your marijuana,
Okay,
hashish,
ma'am.
charas, ganja. Yes, sir. Okay, so that increases the energy level. Okay. Now
And ma'am,
other
Datura comes
drugs
under.
are धतूरा तो कॉमन है इससे जो ड्रग है उसका
Ma'am, Datura.
हाँ that is also having the same effect. Okay, that is your
So ma'am,
hallucination.
it comes under cannabinoids.
No, coca alkaloids will take it.
Okay, ma'am.
Now, drugs like barbiturates, amphetamine, then benzodiazepines. Remember these names further, and common names you'll have heard about LSD. So its full name is lysergic acid diethylamide. So these are other drugs which are also taken by the different people. And but remember, these all drugs are taken for, means they are prescribed by the doctors also for the treatment of the mental illnesses. Okay, like the depression and the insomnia. If the person gets depressed, so remember these all what I named just now, the barbiturates, amphetamines, benzodiazepines, and LSD. They are given by the doctors to cure the insomnia and depression. But the same drugs are taken by the people because they will be giving the different feelings. So the person gets addicted also if starts taking regularly. Okay, and morphine, it is a sedative and a painkiller. So very commonly used by the doctors. Morphine is a sedative and a painkiller. What is the meaning of sedative? Anyone knows? What is sedative? Anyone knows what is sedative? Alima?
No, ma'am.
Sedative means taken for the sleep. ओके, जो स्लीपिंग पिल्स होते हैं ना, they contain the morphine. The sedatives are those which will be inducing the sleep. Okay, so remember all of you all. And painkillers, so everyone knows what are painkillers. Okay, now we will come to the next topic. Write down in your notebook, everyone, which is very, very important for all. That is, now tobacco, you all know what is tobacco. That is a common thing so that you all can.
Yes, ma'am.
It is, uh, remember, tobacco stimulates the adrenal gland. Tobacco stimulates adrenal gland to secrete the adrenaline and noradrenaline. Okay, and that will, so what effect the nicotine has, that also you can write down quickly. So other drug, tobacco you remember, and the chemical which is present in the tobacco is nicotine. Should I write, children? Should I share my screen? That will be
Yes,
better.
ma'am.
I'll start the presentation. Okay, I'll share my screen and I'll note down the things. Can you all see my screen, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh,
Yes, ma'am.
okay. So now you can keep noting the things. I'll be writing also, so it will be easy for you all. So apart from the drugs which we have done, remember about the next drug or the substance, that is nicotine.
Ma'am, nicotine and tobacco are same.
Nicotine is the chemical substance present in tobacco. Okay,
Okay, ma'am.
टोबैको मिलता है एक प्लांट से, उस टोबैको में जो केमिकल सब्सटेंस है विच कॉजेज द हार्म, दैट इज निकोटीन. ओके, जैसे कॉफी
Okay,
में,
ma'am.
टी में कैफीन होता है. ओके, सेम
Caffeine.
वे टोबैको हैज गॉट द सब्सटेंस दैट इज नोन एज द निकोटीन. Okay, so this nicotine will do what? That is, it will stimulate the adrenal gland. It stimulates adrenal gland. So when this is adrenal gland will be stimulated, you can understand that it will start secreting the hormone. What is the hormone? Anyone remembers? Adrenaline,
Adrenaline.
and noradrenaline. It secretes adrenaline and noradrenaline. Noradrenaline. So what are the effects of it? So point wise, you remember what are the different effects? Number one, raises BP. It raises BP. Second, you write down, increases heartbeat. Increases heartbeat. Done now? Okay. Now, because
Yes,
of all
ma'am.
these things, now the other effect will be what? So, how the people take the tobacco or the nicotine, you all know that the smoking is done. Some people chew it also. So,
Ma'am,
different
smoking
ways
or chewing,
chewing.
chewing
Yes.
and smoking.
Yeah, chewing and smoking. Okay, and how it will affect? So, as this two hormones will be secreted, due to the effect of these two hormones, the BP will increase and heartbeat will increase. Okay, and the person suffers from. So, if the person is too much addicted to this tobacco, you know what happens? Cancer of lungs. What happens?
Cancer of lungs.
It's very common. You all must be knowing also that it causes the cancer of lungs. Okay, what else? Anyone knows? You all know what else it causes? हमारा respiratory system affect होता है, याद रखना है. Okay, then urinary bladder also gets affected. Lungs, urinary bladder, and throat. So these
यूरिनरी
are the
ब्लैडर कैसे
effects
अफेक्ट होता
of
है?
the urinary bladder because the kidney starts affecting. Okay, so once the kidney is affected, you'll find that ultimately it will be affecting the urinary bladder also. So the whole, all the different parts of your respiratory system gets affected, children. Okay, so the throat, after throat, you can write down that is the diseases which are caused, they are bronchitis. It causes bronchitis. The names of the diseases should be known to everyone. What are the diseases? Bronchitis, emphysema. We have done these diseases in 11th class. Emphysema. Then other disease will be the coronary heart disease, coronary heart disease. Then the gastric ulcers. If the person is chewing, in that case it will cause the gastric ulcers. Different ways are there of taking this, and that way you will find the effect will be on the body. So tobacco chewing is also very harmful, and it can lead to the oral cancer also, that we have all discussed if the person is chewing the tobacco. And if the person is smoking, so the respiratory system gets affected. Clear to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
You all are able to write down also. Okay. So emphysema, I know very well that the alveoli or the gaseous exchange area of the lung gets affected. Okay, and because of the smoking, the carbon monoxide content in the blood will increase. That also you can write down. So point wise, all the effects try to mention. Okay, what will happen? The other, you write down, CO content in blood increases. CO content in blood increases. And leads to, that leads to the oxygen deficiency. So try to understand this thing, that if the CO will be present in the blood, if it increases, so the hemoglobin starts combining with the CO, that is your carbon monoxide, and the blood will, that is WBCs, will not be able to combine with the oxygen. So when the oxygen will not combine, so that is transport of oxygen will reduce. So that way there will be deficiency of the oxygen in the body. So understood all of you all?
Yes, ma'am.
So,
Yes, ma'am.
so we have completed with the opioids. Second, we have completed with the cannabinoids. Third, we have completed with the coca alkaloids. Then I gave you the names of some other drugs also, that is LSD. Then what else? Anyone has noted the other drugs?
Ma'am,
LSD,
barbiturates.
then barbiturates, very good. Then
Amphetamines.
amphetamines. Okay,
Ma'am, please write those again.
Acha, I'll write down. Okay, other drugs also you should note down. Okay, and that is also important. And what effect do they have on the body? So one is barbiturates. Barbiturates. Then second one, remember, that is your amphetamines. Then benzodiazepines. Then another one is lysergic acid. Diethylamide. Lysergic acid diethylamide. So these are also the drugs which are used by the people. People get addicted to these also, but they are used for the mental illness cure also. Okay, so they will help in curing the depression and insomnia. Insomnia means नींद नहीं आना. Okay, so the rest all we have discussed. Then we have discussed about the nicotine. Now we will start with the next, that what are the reasons why the people, why the adult means in the adolescence period, boys or the girls start taking these drugs. So can you tell me one by one?
Ma'am, depression.
Depression, okay.
Ma'am, show off.
Now what we will be doing, we'll write down, huh? Okay, that is also very good reason.
Show off.
So we'll try to take up. Okay, now write out the subheading. You can put reasons for taking the drugs or alcohol. in adolescence. Reasons for taking the drugs or alcohol in adolescence or adolescence period. So we'll take up one by one. Very common is that people take it because of the curiosity. Okay. Then the next one, what did you say? That because of the depression, the child may be depressed. Okay. Then the next you can write down need for adventure. Need for adventure. Adventure and excitement. Some children may take it as experimentation. Okay, so I think that let us experiment that how we feel. Then I can write down due to stress. That relieved from the stress. The stress can be from the pressures to get in the adolescence period. You all are studying only. So you may have the academic some problems. Maybe they have some examination stress. So just to cope up with the stress, the boys or the girls start taking these drugs. And then another said, Aditya has said the second point that they think it's cool. It's cool to take. It's cool or aggressive to smoke or aggressive to smoke. Some of the children try to take it because they watch the people, their ideal heroes and heroines taking these drugs. So you know that the television, movies, newspapers also have the effect and the children start taking these drugs. So the other reason can be what? The television. Television, movies, we see in the newspapers also about it and start thinking of trying it once. And nowadays, all this internet and all, you get so much information. This all leads to the boys and girls to take the drugs. Then some may be unstable, unsupported. Some children may have the family problems may be there, and those family problems also lead a child to take up to these drugs. And what can be that is family problems can be they may have the unstable family or unsupported, unstable or unsupported family structures they may have. And other ones, some may take it due to the peer pressure. Sometimes you know the friend circle is also affecting a lot. That's why it is always said that in this age you should have good friends. Otherwise, if you have such type of friends, so they will force you to take these things. And then once you start taking, then it starts to the body starts demanding and person gets addicted. So how many reasons do we get it for taking the drugs? Anyone speak up?
8.
8 reasons. So Alima will tell me quickly what are the different reasons for taking the drugs or alcohol.
Ma'am, first one is because of curiosity. Second
Okay.
is because of depression. The third one is for need
Okay.
for adventure and excitement.
Sometimes we think that let us try to adventure. Okay, then.
Fourth one for experiments or experimentation. Fifth,
Okay. So now see, I have written just the short points. Can you explain all these things if it is asked? Everyone,
yes, ma'am.
you have to explain these things with a little example. Okay, then some may think that this okay वो एक्शन बन जाता है बस इसके लिए वो लेने लगते हैं just like you go and give you any pleasure कुछ ज्यादा इतना टेस्ट नहीं रहता कुछ भी फिर भी देखो आजकल वो फास्ट फूड के साथ द चिल्ड्रन आर टेकिंग दोज योर कोक एंड ऑल आल्सो तो ये सब सॉफ्ट ड्रिंक्स भी बिना मतलब के पीते रहते हैं इट इज जस्ट दैट इट इज कूल द फीलिंग इज लाइक दैट ओनली देन व्हाट इज द अदर रीजन फॉर आलिमा
Ma'am, because of peer pressure.
because of peer pressure some children may take it okay then
Ma'am, by watching television, movie, newspaper, or internet.
ah, right in this age when the children see all these things like television movies so they start taking up these things okay
Ma'am, ma'am,
yes yes Anjali
ma'am,
yes
why sometimes the medicines also being addicted, like sleeping medicine.
sleep so you tell me now because all the sleeping pills na they have got the morphine ओके तो दैट मॉर्फिन अगर ज्यादा लेने लगते हैं बार बार लेंगे तो इसलिए तो उसकी addiction हो सकता है बिकॉज ओके जितने भी मीन्स द स्लीपिंग पिल्स आते हैं दे हैव गॉट दैट ड्रग मॉर्फिन okay which is a common sedative so that's why what happens once the person starts taking they have to take it और पता चलता है पहले तो एक टैबलेट में एक स्लीपिंग पिल में नींद आ जाती है उसके बाद पता चलता है धीरे धीरे वो 4 और 8 होती जाती है and then also they don't get isn't it that happens it's a very common thing problem is what the content of it okay the sleeping pill has got what pill in it it has what is the drug present in the sleeping pills
Morphine.
okay so we have discussed
Morphine.
now yeah morphine so I hope everyone has understood what are the reasons for taking the drugs it is very frequently asked in the board exam okay now we come to the next topic that is addiction and dependence so you can write down addiction and dependence can you see the screen now now what is addiction and what is dependence try to understand so addiction you can write down that it is a psychological attachment to certain effects. It is a psychological attachment to certain effects, such as the euphoria, temporary feeling of well-being, feeling of well-being, associated with that, associated with that drug or alcohol. तो why the people get addicted? क्योंकि वो लेने के बाद में मुझे फीलिंग होती है, उस फीलिंग के चलते वो क्या करते हैं, वो बार बार लेते हैं. So that is simply addiction. In the beginning, remember the beginning state of it is known as the addiction. If someone starts taking drugs, and why the person takes the drug, just because the person gets that happiness and that good feeling they get, and that feeling permanent feeling. तब तक तब उनके लिए वो बहुत अच्छी feeling. Okay, that the person again
Ma'am, your voice is not clear.
choices, some problem के कारण बीच बीच में like can you hear me now?
Ma'am, it is still not clear.
Still not now. Tell me, Poonam, okay? If it's not clear, tell me. I'm talking about addiction. He
क्यों नहीं आ रहे? चले क्या?